Good afternoon, NorCal Carters. This is Jason, and it's a beautiful Sunday out here in the Central Valley. And today we have Tavish McGrain from the Sonoma-based Cameron Karting Group, and it's also Cameron Motorsports and Cameron Race Promotions.
Cameron Race Promotions, and they run Rock Sonoma.
And they run the Rock Sonoma series. And thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
And if anyone's asking, yeah, we're 6 feet away. I guess we should be Zooming. That's what all the kids are doing nowadays, is Zooming. But this is a great opportunity to speak to you from a kind of multiple different aspects. You run a kart shop. You're heavily involved with race promotions at the Sonoma track for the Rock Cup stuff. And you've worked in other shops. You're from New Orleans, is that correct?
Originally raised in New Orleans. I started out in karting at NOLA Motorsports, working for Garrett Potter.
Okay. Oh, so there's a tie into Rock
Yep.
Cup. Yeah,
he
absolutely.
was the first person to hire me in the karting industry.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Garrett. Garrett doesn't listen or respond to this stuff anyway. So, so we have Tavish here, and it's been very weird for all of us. We're ready to go to Sonoma. We had a lot of events kicking off in a short amount of time that our engine customers were super excited about. And then this whole COVID thing hit. And we probably don't need to highlight how you guys are taking it from a shop standpoint, because I think we all know the shops they're not just completely shuttered. Some of us are staying busy with creative ways of, there's always something to do in a kart shop. So if someone owns a kart shop and they're saying they're slow, then they're just not opening their eyes, because there is always something to do. Perfect example. I mean, you're going through cleaning out old inventory and just stocking up boxes just full of parts. But from a race promotion side, what does this mean? I mean, we publicly, officially, there is no green flag for the race season yet.
As of right now, everything's up in the air. We got to see what's going to happen with what the state's going to be doing, what Sonoma Raceway is going to be doing. Sonoma Raceway has said that they would like to get on-track activities back up and running in May, but there's no guarantee about that. So we just got to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, isn't that kind of the worst part, the wait and see? We're so used to, for example, January 28th is the first race of the season. We just know it.
Yeah.
Now everything is, we might be able to go to the track maybe in May, and it's so difficult for all of us. And then as a race promoter, your money comes from entries. That's it.
Yep.
Maybe some outside sponsorships, but if you're not having races and you're not getting in front of people and promoting the sponsors, well, then it's hard to kind of rely on sponsors as well.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good topic. How do you handle that?
So I'm not too involved with the sponsorship with the series directly.
Okay.
Steve handles all the sponsor deals.
Got it.
We have the annual sponsorship from Sanzaru.
Yeah.
Those are our main sponsor. Most of the other sponsors are smaller sponsors giving away product at podium, things like that.
Okay.
The one good thing with the series is without races, there's no cost. So yes, we're not bringing in money, but we have no overhead right now.
Yeah.
So that does make it's not like the series itself is taking a massive hit. As soon as the track's open and ready to go, we're ready to go racing as a planned. So.
Okay. And what, but as a sponsor, it's like, do you have sponsors calling? I know you said Steve handles that, but I know you do have your hands in kind of all aspects of it. Are sponsors saying, hey, what about this, what about that? Or have the sponsors actually been pretty understanding?
Sponsors have all been pretty understanding about everything. They know that as soon as we can get back on track, we're going to be doing the same thing we've always done. Over the last few years, our social media has gotten a lot better. There's been a lot more publicity for the series and sponsors, and they've all been very happy with that.
Okay. Let's take it. Well, let me give you this opportunity off the top of your head. You already said Sanzaru?
Sanzaru Games is our title sponsor.
Yeah.
Odenthal has provided some mounts to raffle off. VP Fuel has done the feature class where we give away a 5-gallon pail of fuel for the feature class every race. Those are definitely the big three. And, of course, Rock Cup USA.
And Rock Cup, yeah. But in a Rock Cup, it's like, I don't know if they're really a sponsor, because you're also, selling and highlighting their product.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, again, an official Rock Cup sanctioned series. Mm-hmm. And, that's been, we'll give a shout out to another Rock Cup guy. Andy Saisman. Is it Saisman, Andy? He was supposed to be at Sonoma a couple weeks ago, and he was kind of the last ones to kind of, let's say, postponed his race because everything was up in the air, and he finally got the word, nope, we're being told we can't go up there right now. At the beginning of the year, I was really excited because the past couple of years, Sonoma, Cameron, Sonoma, the NorCal group, has almost been kind of competing with Andy's challenge group and not trying to take participants from each other, but there wasn't a real collaboration. And then this year, you guys had 2 or 3 races that were combined as a collaboration effort between Challenge of Americas and Sonoma Rock Cup. And that was really exciting for our NorCal-based shops because we have customers that run both. It's like, oh, this is a great opportunity. How are you? Have you guys talked to Andy on how you're going to move forward?
So I believe as of right now for the CalRock stuff, that's going to be at Sonoma. It's still going to be combined events. We were going to do the combined event for the first round, but then we changed that just because the logistics of combining a double header and a single header race and then bringing in the limited classes, some of the other classes, the logistics of trying to combine with challenge just kind of became too much. But definitely still going to do the combined races for the CalRock series. Okay,
that's a good thing to hear. And that'll be great for the NorCal guys. And for those of you, you can check out Andy's website at challengekarting.com. And Tavish, what's your primary website that you want to give a shout out to?
We have CameronKarting.com. Most of our stuff is done on social media, so either Facebook, Instagram, under the Cameron Karting pages.
Okay. And again, the importance of working with other promoters. Is there any other promoters maybe that you wouldn't mind working with in the future, or try to do a collaboration just to help the general karting population?
We've definitely shown interest in possibly collaborating with KPX. They definitely have good entries, great people that run it. I've known some of the people that run it and a lot of people that race there, and they've always had a good time going to those events. It would be great if we could bring our Rock VLR engines to go race with the KAs, even if we could bring Rock Mini and go race against the Mini Swifts. I mean, there'd just be more entries for them and more places for us to race. We're all going to be running a condensed race season this year, and the more races, the better.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea. So for those of you that don't know, a VLR, it's a 100cc air-cooled engine, which is very, very similar to the IAMI KA100 product. Both of them are electric start, air-cooled, 100cc, single-speed engines. And that's probably been, from my perspective, one of the faster-growing segments of karting, and for sure California is that 100cc platform.
Yeah, I mean, we added it last year with the KA100s allowed to race with the VLRs. At the end of the year, I believe we had 5 or 6 Master 100s running. And then this year, it's looking like we're going to have 5 to 7 in Junior, Senior, and Master 100.
Okay. So it's still a fledgling program for you guys.
It's still new. A lot of the mini kids have decided to move up into the 100 instead of the Junior 125.
Okay.
And we got a couple moving up from mini this year.
Got it. Yeah. And then so for those of you that don't know, the 100cc KA100s or the Vortex VLR, they really compete for the same exact market for an IAMI X30 or the Vortex Rock GP. So it's that's why the numbers are a little bit low, because they inadvertently directly compete with themselves.
Yeah.
What else would you like to cover today? I know I kind of caught you off guard with this, but that's kind of how I like to do things anyway. I think we're all just scratching to get out. Let's get to the racetrack. And I know, being your Sonoma-based, there was one of the very first tracks that said, nope, we're closed. It's like someone farted and said the word COVID, and the whole Sonoma facility shut down. I'm not saying Cameron shut it down. I'm saying the property that they're on, the whole Sonoma complex. They were like one of the very first that even made major news as a sporting event. Said, no, our facility is shut down, main gates closed.
Yeah. And it happened very suddenly. I was trackside with a couple of drivers that day, and then rumors started going around, and it was around 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. A couple of the Sonoma Raceway employees said, nope, we're done after today.
Yeah, and I remember watching it on the news because the NBA was talking about shutting down their season openers, and there was a lot of events that just boom, boom, boom. And then I heard Sonoma. I was like, really? Sonoma has to shut? It's like we already social distance. I mean, we're racing. If you're within 6 feet, you're sitting on some guy's lap in his car, and that's not what racers do. But can you give us any insight to? I know you already mentioned we don't really have an opening date, but you said publicly that Sonoma has already publicly announced they're going to try something in May. Do you have any idea how they're going to roll it out?
As far as the karting stuff, I've seen a couple other tracks already starting to do this, Reading being one of them. They're probably going to limit it to the number of people they're going to be allowed there.
Okay.
It's going to be driver, mechanic, just people in general, not number of drivers.
Okay.
And I think the biggest thing that we can do is once they do start opening up to those limited numbers is all got to play by the rules. Don't try to sneak in extra people. Keep it to what they're asking, because I know Willow Springs, we were down there. They tried to open up for some open practice. Too many people showed up, and then they stopped doing open practices. So if we start pushing what they're asking from us, they may close back up. So that's the biggest thing we can do to help that. But it's definitely going to be a limited number of people starting off in May if that's when they decide to open.
Oh, come on. Racers are not known for pushing the boundaries at all.
Oh.
So, yeah, well, there you guys have it. So, Tavish, thank you for joining us today. And everyone keep posted to NorCalKarting.com. We will have, NorCal Karting, NorCal Karters goes to the same spot. As soon as we have information from Tavish and Sonoma and Cameron and all the other race promoters and series, we will get the calendars re-updated. But yeah, it's kind of a real trying time for all of us. I do a weekly podcast that's just upcoming events, and the past couple have been not a lot of upcoming events, a lot of upcoming hope and anticipation of a season opening. But yeah, none of us actually have a steadfast date of we're going to be open. Do you have any closing thoughts? Or
the biggest thing right now is with everything going on, we just all got to work together. We all want to get back to racing, and the more we work together and the more we just work with what the tracks want, the sooner we can get back to racing, and that's all any of us want to do right now.
Sounds good. Well, Tavish, thank you for joining us. And listeners, hopefully this was a happy break in your day from the monotony. So talk to everybody later. Thank you.